take a look at these 7 drama-filled EastEnders spoilers for next week, which include a hospital dash, a murder cover-up plan, and an apology made. You really don't want to miss out. Spoiler 1. Bernie exits after Sharon's arrest. With Sharon just being arrested, Johnny tries to represent her but struggles when some new evidence comes to light. Johnny then gathers the rest of the 6 to go over their stories before they're re-questioned by the police. Kathy and Suki try to conjure up a new plan to save their skins, realising that Sharon's in a mess. With fresh gossip and theories spreading through the square, Phil rushes to defend Sharon but soon gets accused himself. With Kat having words with Phil soon approaches Denise with an offer after overhearing her chat with Stacey. With everything becoming too much for Bernie, she leaves Wolford to break the news of Keanu's death to Karen. But how long will Bernie be in Spain for? If you want to find out how the 6 deal with this, then keep watching. Spoiler 2. The 6 try to cover up the murder. The 6 find themselves on edge, with Sharon still not being released and with Denise continuing to shut Jack out. After rowing with Cindy, Linda is even more tense when Johnny reveals the new plan for the murder weapon. He assures his mum that he'll sort it though. With Linda weighing up her options, and with Denise not being a fan of the new plan, Linda gathers the women together once more. It isn't long before Linda's telling the police a fresh cover story, but will this do her any favours? Spoiler 3. Eddie's family turn their backs on him in court. George learns from the CPS that Gloria has given some information about Eddie. She then turns up and asks him to testify. George feels betrayed when he overhears Gloria's phone call with Eddie, realising that she's still on his adoptive dad's side. With this, he truly cuts all ties with her. Eddie later speaks to George himself at the boxing den, demanding that George doesn't testify. He then makes a threat as things get heated between the pair. With Elaine and Cindy doing their best to get George to testify, George stands up to his father in court. However, Gloria soon gets angry and openly rages against her husband. She then bursts out of the courtroom and collapses. Spoiler 4. Gloria collapses. With Gloria being taken to hospital after suffering a heart attack, she awakes and soon asks George to carry out an errand. George goes to the flat and looks for a box of information from his childhood, getting overwhelmed and returning to the boxing den. Whilst there, Phil encourages George to go back to the hospital and speak to his mum, knowing the importance of family, especially after Ben was sentenced to 6 years. Taking Phil's advice, George then visits his sick mum and listens to a recorded lullaby from his birth mum with Gloria. And the drama just keeps on coming in our last couple of spoilers. Spoiler 5. Yolandi apologises to Pastor Clayton. With Yolandi upset to no longer be involved with the charity plans, Denzel advises her to go to prayer group. However, he just wants Yolandi out of the house so that he can have a group of girls round with Nugget, whilst continuing to lie to his friend about getting rid of the steroids. Yolandi soon arrives back home after deciding against going to prayer group, with Denzel furious that his plans have been ruined. Denzel soon has it out with Pastor Clayton, with both Yolandi and Pastor Clayton condemning his behaviour. With herself and Pastor Clayton bonding over their telling off of Denzel, Yolandi apologises to him for her recent accusations and is thrilled to be allowed back into the charity discussions. Spoiler 6. Stacey and Linda witness Dean's exchange of words. Visiting Jade, Harvey sneaks around in the kitchen and gets hold of her pillbox to have it out with Dean. Things don't go his way though when Dean continues to point the finger at him and Jean. Stacey and Linda both watch on as the pair argue outside. Spoiler 7. Billy plots away. With Billy cancelling his shopping plans with Honey, Jay helps him come up with an excuse and Billy plots away at something. What is he planning? If you enjoyed this week's EastEnders spoilers, subscribe and come back next week for more.